yes, Mzansi, welcome to it. This is the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, tong, ting. And of course, as we draw into Vegan Month, Vegan Month actually draws to a close. If you are aware of it, we are absolutely thrilled to welcome two exceptional cookbook authors who are redefining plant-based cuisine. We're talking about Isabella Niehaus as well as Louis Janssen van Vuuren, and they are the award-winning authors behind There's a Vegan on My Veranda. Now, they're here to also showcase two absolutely irresistible vegan-inspired recipes from their brand new cookbook, Earthling Food. Well, guys, it's so good to have you in the kitchen. How are we doing this morning?
Fine, thanks.
Listen, well done on Vegan on My Veranda, firstly, because that was an incredible book. I believe it went on to do some beautiful things after we showcased it on our show. It was a great experience for me, but talk to me about how well it actually did. What happened in the end?
Well, it actually won a world award last year in Sweden, and it was nominated the best vegan cookbook in the world, which was absolutely fantastic.
Amazing.
Yes.
The best vegan cookbook in the world.
Yes.
You can just stand here. Guys, let's put our hands together. That's absolutely incredible. Wow. So I should be just praising and praising. And I think for that being said, also putting like what I think is South Africa on the map when it comes to the incredible food we have. So you've done something that great. Why would you go out and try to do it again? How dare you? By doing another cookbook. What's different about this one? Why did you decide that we got to do another?
We decided, actually it was Bella's idea to say, let's cast our net a little bit wider.
Okay.
Let's draw some of our good foodie friends in. And we sat down and Bella started with a list, and we have some amazing people that worked with us.
So you've invited a few people, not just yourself. Who? Examples?
It's like Ruben Riffel, Johnny Hammond, Zola Nene, Kubus van
just casual South African
friends.
Wow, okay.
So we've got 8 other chefs that each contributed 3 vegan recipes, which was wonderful for all of them, because not all of them are vegan cooks.
Yeah.
And it was a challenge for them, and then we filled each of their chapters with our own recipes.
Yeah, with 7 recipes that we added, and had a jam session with them, sort of, to really kind of.
So this is like when artists meet up and collaborate and make music, except your music we can eat.
Yes.
We can celebrate around. So let's do exactly that. While we talk, we can also walk. I know you are going to be putting something incredible together.
Yes.
Talk me through this recipe and what's happening. What are the first steps? How are we doing this?
Okay, this is a rooibos tea risotto.
Okay.
Yes. So the rooibos is to substitute for wine. So that is our South African.
Nice.
We do have wonderful wines in the country, but a lot of people don't cook with wine. So we thought, let's substitute it with rooibos tea.
I love that, and also I think when you're talking about things like wines, this is now better for the kids, and
of
also better for certain religious groups as well. So I think this is perfect, and we're celebrating something South African with rooibos. Nicely done. Let's get into it. While we're doing that, I also want to talk to you about why we're incorporating some of the South African flair. But Louis, talk to me about the first few steps here. What's happening?
We're going to basically start with just glazing some onions, a little bit of garlic, and we're going to add mushrooms and some stock, a little bit of honey, and then the magic of this specific risotto is that you add the liquid last. The rice goes in, and you'll see that. The rice actually goes in once we've done the...
All right.
The onions.
Middle one is onion, just in case you're wondering about that one, and it's nice and hot. So, Louis, you can get that started if you'd like in the meantime. And then I can maybe chat to Isabella about more of what's happening. Well, actually, to both of you. Because what I love is, firstly, the fact that we're talking about food that is sustaining us, food that is often coming as it is in its natural form, which I love. So it's not as processed, so it's good for the body. But also, these are great challenges and alternatives to diving into this world of meat, which I think South Africans are so caught up on. These are great alternatives, and showing that we can still get flavor out of it is great to me. My question is, though, when it comes to South African flavor, because we have a very specific taste buds, are you still able to incorporate some of the South Africanness in these recipes and in these meals you're making?
Absolutely, probably more.
Okay.
I mean, because you go and search for things that herbs, like something like kapokbos. I don't know what that is in English. Yeah. But they're wonderful.
Snowbush.
Snowbush.
Okay.
They're wonderful herbs that are never touched. If you talk to someone like Cobus van der Merwe from Wolfgat, if you think what he incorporates in his food,
yes,
how he goes foraging each morning in the sea, how he takes things from the veld. So all of that inspired us, and we brought some of that into our dishes. I think all the chefs tried to do that. I mean, Arina Duplessis even made a milk tart with almond milk. It is out of this world. You know, it's, or macadamia milk. There are macadamia farmers everywhere in South Africa now.
And what we forget as well is that the Western Cape, right from Table Mountain to the Karoo, is the biggest organic
supply chain
of a farm of the most incredible things like rooibos, snowbush. We forget about renoster bush, honeybush. I mean, all those things were edible since the year whatever, when the first people roamed this area.
Yeah, okay.
And there's a wonderful way of actually getting back to our
roots.
To our roots.
Back to the source, just talk me through the recipe, because I know we could probably stand here forever and talk for days.
We've
but I know
added some garlic to the.
So now I'm going to add the rice without any liquid. It's just got this,
and the
mushrooms and the mushrooms, Add the rice and the mushrooms. There we go. So the rice is...
Okay, now it's just a little bit of graft. You just have to now kind of work a little while.
Let those flavors kind of get together. So I love what you're saying with regards to sourcing the food, what we can source between Table Mountain and I think you mentioned the Karoo. And another thing that we fail to realize is that food literally is medicine, especially when you're talking about it in the forms that it comes from nature.
Of course.
And when we're incorporating some of these new herbs, these new varieties that you don't get anywhere in the world, I had no idea how impactful a lot of the food in South Africa is for our health.
Indeed.
There's so much that we can use and look for inspiration to when it comes to healing ourselves, when it comes to adaptogenics as well. So there's an entire world of food that we are yet to even explore and discover that tastes so good for us as well. So I'm absolutely on board with what you're doing right now. I know we have a few steps in this recipe, so we'll carry on talking about this, carry on talking about Earthling Food, the new book that's just come out that you've collaborated with the rest of Mzansi. And not only that, but I believe there's an incredible competition, which I want to read to Mzansi right now. So just a reminder, all right? You can send us a voice note on our WhatsApp line. That's 063-408-8863. And we want you to share your best vegan-inspired recipe idea or your ideal vegan menu featuring your favorite plant-based dishes, and you could stand a chance to win one of 2 of these incredible Earthling Food cookbooks. And as you heard, it's a beautiful inspiration and collaboration of some of the best in South Africa, and the competition ends at 9 a.m. today. So you've only got until the end of the show. Go get entering. Your T's and C's do apply. You can find them at expressoshow.com, and we'll continue this incredible risotto in just a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, it's the Culinary Hotline Bling, and we'll continue after this. Nice, guys.
Now, I understand what Raul was saying. Isabella, does draw you into wonderful conversations, and we are here for that, because that's what cooking is about for me. It's a social thing. It's not just about being alone in the kitchen. Louis gets me, man. He understands, because you've got to listen to her talk all the time, just like we do. I love that. So, Louis, give me an update. The risotto is smelling insanely good. Where are we at?
You can get that rooibos aromas coming through. We're virtually there. We're just steaming it a little bit more and cooking it slightly more. We've added all the ingredients, and now it's just a little bit of patience that needs to take us there, because you can see it's starting to be quite glossy. It's beautiful. The taste and the aromas are going to be fantastic. So while
let it do its thing.
Bella and we start on the butternut, I will watch this, and right at the end we will have some vegan parmesan added to that with a little bit of greenery, just to kind of bring the whole thing up. But it's looking good. I think
it's smelling incredible.
Yes.
You can see how impressed he is with himself. I love that, Louis. He's like, oh, we nailed this. We nailed it. I love it, and it does smell exquisite. So now we've got the humble butternut.
So you're going to cut it, because we can't cut. We cut it a bit skew.
Okay,
I
well-
don't have the power at my age to cut a
Well,
butternut.
thank you
if
for
can.
thinking that I do. So we're just down the centre,
Yes,
hey?
yes.
Hopefully.
Mind the fingers.
Yeah, I know. I've had many mishaps in the kitchen before, and I just don't want to. There we go. That
I'm impressed.
feels pretty good, hey?
Very good. Bella,
Da,
let's
da,
give him
da.
a hand.
Yeah, we'll drizzle a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to take.
Oh, we got full value for this butternut as well.
No,
Hey?
I mean, little,
There is a lot of flesh in there. That is
Just
beautiful.
notice, because often one would scrap out the inside of the butternut, but we love the
It's
butternut.
fantastic. The pips are wonderful.
I mean,
ones
we
that
often
they-
cook, we often
Yeah.
use those seeds as
Exactly.
as an
Yeah,
addition
yeah.
anyway,
Yes,
as an
yes,
additive.
Okay, so they can go onto the pan and into
Okay.
the oven. In the meantime, I'm going to switch this on.
I love that. A butternut, it
mine.
roasts really well. So, of course, we are wanting to give away one of your amazing cookbooks, and you've got to decide on the winner. So we've got a voice note coming through right now. So I want you to crank up the sound and take a listen to this. See if it's worthy of one of the best vegan cookbooks in the world. Take a listen.
Hi, Expresso. I have a few good vegan options. The vegan sushi is always a good idea with lovely cucumber, avo, and sushi rice. The classic avo on toast, lentil soup, chia pudding. There's all great options for vegans. Thank you. Hope to win.
I'm hungry already.
No, that was a good start. Let's get our next entrant. I think it's Calvin.
The competition, I would like to share my vegan-inspired meal. So picture this: grilled veggie stir fry with rice, paired with the creamy, tangy potato salad. So the stir fry includes colorful vegetables like broccoli, carrots, bell peppers, and baby marrows, tossed in a garlic-infused soy sauce glazed that's packed with flavor. So for the potato salad, right, I'm gonna use some baby potatoes dressed in a creamy vegan mayo, fresh parsley, and a hint of garlic for extra zest. So together, this is gonna make a wholesome, flavorful, and satisfying meal that's perfect for everyone to enjoy for the holidays. So thank you for the opportunity for me to share this. I hope you enjoy.
Wow, that was a pretty. I think he hired a voiceover artist to do his
Going
entrance.
for
So,
dinner.
it's two very impressive entrants there. I love what was on the menu with caller one there, Calvin. Also a great rendition. Who are we going to give our cookbook to? Who do you think out of the two deserves it most?
Let's think, Bella. What do you think?
I love the idea of the lentil soup and the chia seed dessert.
I like that.
Yeah.
The vegan sushi was also,
It was also
a big win for me because it's nice and accessible and easy to
And
do.
so
are we
easy
going
to
for
do.
option one?
I think so.
I think
Sorry,
so.
Calvin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Calvin. No, you did your most. You can write in again, but you are our winner. Can we get a round of applause? Well done. And you're going to be inspired to cook a whole lot more because we love this kind of cooking when you're doing something slightly different in an area where I think people think it's played out, but you are discovering new flavors every day. So speaking of those new flavors, where are we at with our flavor development for our butternut?
Okay, I've done the onions and the garlic and tomato paste. So now just a whole tin of
Whole tomatoes.
tomatoes go in here.
I love the fact that you have pre-cooked, and I often do that when I'm making a curry with the tomato paste. I'll cook it with the oils that are in there. Does that help add to the flavor development?
Yes, you
It
need
kind
that.
of illuminates it.
Well, I think that with cooking, what most people, I mean, everyone loves like a one-pot dish.
Yeah.
But even in a one-pot dish, it has to be layered.
I love
Every
that.
taste has to actually develop and come through. So
Build it up.
you've got to build it up, even if it's in one pot. So now we're just going to cook this a bit with the tomatoes.
Take out some of your frustrations.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Yes.
fine. We all, you might be the sweetest person on the planet, but everyone gets frustrated. So just let it out, Bella. Let it out.
The movement in the wrist and the spoon tells you everything.
I'm adding a little bit of sugar. I always do because I think it takes away the acidity of the tomatoes. And then if you really want to go a little bit overboard, which I sometimes tend to do, I will even put a cinnamon stick in here. Yeah, so I'm known for putting a cinnamon stick in a lot of food. People think I'm a little bit crazy,
But
How
I get
dare
that.
they?
I mean, I've seen nutmeg being used in that way as well, where it just adds a bit of headiness,
Yes,
it adds another
yes,
dimension
yes,
to
yes,
the
it does.
experience.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we actually speak about in the cookbook as well is to be adventurous. Look at what is around you. I mean, anything can go into this risotto as well. If you have a twig of this and a twig of that from your garden, just do it, because food will embrace whatever you do. I mean, it's really, that's the excitement.
And the joy of having your own herb garden and those sorts of resources. Go and have some fun with it. Maybe your next door neighbor, like ours, has a beautiful rosemary bush and you just run across the road and grab a little. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry we keep stealing your rosemary, but you've done yourself a major disservice by having such a massive, beautiful bush of rosemary outside.
What's the address?
You don't have to go far.
So this can do, I mean, fresh oregano, fresh thyme, anything can enhance this and do something different. And that is what makes this dish so absolutely amazing. So you've got the butternuts, you can add a sweet red pepper to it, you can add whatever you want to. You can make a curry, a lentil curry. Put little bits of lentil curry in your butternut. So it's so easy to cook for a vegan.
I love that. And what we're trying to do is inspire you to think differently about the way you cook. We're going to reach critical mass at a point where the way we consume is going to change. And I'm not saying it as a hopeful, as a it's going to happen, because
It's
we need to.
inevitable.
Inevitable, completely.
There's a wonderful new saying that they speak about leaf to root. The entire plant needs to be consumed. And, you know, I mean, if you think of the wonderful foods that is made from carrot leaves.
Completely.
And, we need to really...
No, I love that. And we see it happening in our own kitchen, where we've got kind of a zero waste policy here. So obviously we've got these gigantic, beautiful cameramen everywhere who will eat absolutely everything. It's not just because of that, because we are realizing how much there is, how much value there is in leaf to stem. I love that.
Absolutely.
And leaf right down to the root.
Yes.
And it gives you a chance also to explore your local produce, support your local suppliers. I love all of that. Okay, so to tie this all together, what are the final phases of our process? So we've got our, wow, look at
Butternut,
that.
yes, come out of. We're just going to
Gorgeous.
cook this down a little bit and then just get the tomatoes into a more.
I know we're speeding things up for the sake of TV.
Yeah.
How long do you want to cook this through? Is
I'd
there
actually,
a baseline?
I'd in fact like to turn it down a bit and let it kind of really, let the taste really develop instead of just getting it done in 2-3 minutes.
For
I
sure.
mean, you can do it fast, but if we take time for it to caramelize a little bit more, the taste will be so much better.
It'll be so much better. So for the purposes of TV, how do we tie it all together once we've achieved that maximum flavor development?
Right, so we've got the butternuts, and if you want to, you can take out the seeds. You don't have to, but you can.
I suppose it helps to have a little bit of a boat there. We want
I sometimes throw it into the...
I was going to say, you could just add it to
I can add it to that as well,
I'm thinking, you know, like all about reality cooking shows at the moment. So it's like, how can I use this as a garnish to make it look better?
I'm listening to the two of you.
Just look at that. I mean, genade. I mean, this
Louis,
is
has she
beautiful.
ever listened to you in the kitchen before? Is it just because
we work very well together, and she sometimes slaps my wrist.
I get a lot of that treatment as well. That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we've got the vessel right here. So if you're wanting to create this exquisite risotto, if you're wanting to use our butternut-inspired recipe as a jumping-off point to get creative, go and find the recipes on expressoshow.com. We will house all our culinary brilliance from today's culinary hotline. Oh, man, just look at... I'm thinking the textures. My mouth is watering so much.
Yes.
See, and even on the butternut, there is beautiful caramelization on it. So you can... I'm going to borrow some of your greenery, Louis.
Only a bit.
Just a little one.
Sorry, I can run across the road and still
Yeah,
I'm just teasing. Is that enough?
That's more than enough, just to make it look
exquisite.
just to make it look a little bit pretty.
Oh, that is
Yes.
beautiful. You guys are genius. I'm beginning to understand why you get such traction with the way you approach it. It's not this elitist, you're wrong, we're right.
No.
It is open-minded,
Sure
it's
thing.
very open-flavored,
Yeah.
which is the
Should
most
be that.
important. And, you know, we talk about the flavor bazooka. I'm getting that, and I haven't even tasted it yet. The flavor development is winning. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find these recipes. We'll see you now. Wow. My mouth is watering so much I can hardly talk.